Hey guys, I'm Miss Jamie OT, and today's Motor Monday is all about how to assess letter size. Letter size is something that can really impact our kids' legibility. So it's something that teachers and parents and OTs, we always look at it and we teach our kids it, but how do you really assess it? And how do you monitor if your children are making progress with it? Well, I've got some tips and tricks for you, and they're all from my Handwriting 101 email series. I've got the link right down here at the bottom. If you haven't signed up for the free email series, make sure you do that. I've got a lot of awesome resources in there, and it's all free. So it's missjamieot.com/HW101. So let's get started talking about how to assess and progress monitor letter size. This is just a few of the things that are included in my Handwriting 101 email packet. We've got starting point cheat sheets. We've got how to teach letters in groups handouts, which are awesome to send home and parents and to keep right by your side when you're teaching letters and you know which ones to teach together to reinforce motor memory and letter formation. I've also got letter recognition worksheets, progress monitoring tracking sheets, and of course, my favorite, the letter assessments. So make sure you get in there and get your free stuff. The handwriting free email series will teach you about letter recognition, letter formation, orientation, placement, size, start spots, and motor control. All the different components that go into teaching a child how to write neatly. So, when it comes to letter size, you can assess by using a child's work sample, or you can assess quickly and easily using my letter assessment. The letter assessments can be used for either capital or lowercase. You have the child write each letter. Now, remember, if you're looking to test motor memory, you're not going to show them the letter. You're just going to say the letter because we want to see if they can write it without seeing it. But if you're just strictly looking at letter size, then it's okay to have a visual model around or a letter strip on their board or something like that for them to look at and refer to. So right here, this is a close-up of the letter R, and you can see my student wrote capital R and wrote it too big according to the lines on my sheet. So one thing you might be wondering about is how exactly do you figure out what's too big? Who says that something's too big or too small? How do we tell? Here's how. We're going to go by the student's handwriting book, and we're going to go by the general rules and by the goal that you set for that student. An example is for most kindergarten handwriting programs, and I'm saying most, it's a generality, but talking about handwriting without tears, the TV teacher, Zahner Blozer, they all have capital letters and the tall lowercase letters like K and L and H, as well as numbers about 3/4 of an inch tall. So when I made my letter assessment, that was the size that I chose because I was trying to go with the norm. Now, of course, you don't have to go with the norm. If you have an older child and you want them to write smaller, or you're using a program that has a different size, or you're working with younger children and you are allowing them to write bigger, that's fine. It is whatever you have set it to be and whatever goal you've made for your child. The general rule for kindergarten and tall letters is usually 3/4 of an inch, but you don't have to follow the rules if you don't want. Now, if you want to look at a child's work sample, you can simply have them write something on loose leaf, or you can take something from a notebook that they write in every day. You can determine or look at their writing and see, did they follow the guidelines that you've set in the classroom or that the teacher has set in the classroom. Generally, again, for kindergarten or first grade, the children take up 2 lines for capital or tall letters in loose leaf and one space or in between one section of lines for our small letters. Our full letters go in the small space and below. So, looking at this child's name, Riley, I can quickly look and see if the letters are too big, too small, or just right. And I put a little mark underneath each one. You can do it right on the page or the work sample, and then transfer it over to your progress tracking sheet. So whether you are looking at lowercase or capital, I tend to focus on lowercase most of the time because children write in lowercase most of the time. If we think about how often we write capital letters, it's not very often. So for kindergarten and first grade and on, I tend to focus on the lowercase letters, and I make my goals most of the time about lowercase because that's what children are writing most of the time. So we look at their letters, we mark each one to see did they get it correct in terms of size or incorrect. And then at the bottom of our tracking sheet, we've got our little percentage chart that we can quickly look to see how many out of 26 did they get correct. And here's our percentage. This is such a simple and easy way to monitor if our kids are making gains with any of their handwriting goals. But right now, of course, we're talking about size. This is a great way to monitor, and you may see that the child has improved a lot since the last time you checked or not. When it comes to making a handwriting goal about letter size, we want to make sure it's a SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So here's an example of a SMART goal that focuses on lowercase letter writing and size. Let's say Johnny will copy small lowercase letters, and I specified after that exactly which letters I'm talking about because we want to make sure that our person who's progress monitoring will be able to look at this and know exactly what it is that we are talking about. In the small space of traditional three-lined paper with 80% of the letters placed within 1/16th of an inch of the baseline. Now that seems really, really intricate, really involved. It is, but you know what? It's really specific, and that's what it needs to be in order for us to actually look at it and no questions asked, determine did they meet the goal. It also says in 2 out of 3 treatment sessions with one verbal cue for increased graphomotor skills. Don't forget to sign up for missjamieot.com/learn. I've got lots of email series there and of course the handwriting email series with the 25-page freebie packet. Don't miss it. This is a great time to get yourself set up for next year and get organized so that you can start off the year fresh and ready to assess and progress monitor quickly and efficiently. Here's the link to get the free email series, missjamieot.com/HW101. And if you guys like this video, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and of course, forward it on to your OT and PT friends, to your parent friends, to your mommy friends, and to all the teachers that you work with. This is great information that we can all benefit from. Thanks so much. Have a great day.